Welcome to this introduction of what the Lightworker Musicians is and the vision. My name is Emily Potter, and we just met as Lightworker Musicians, which is also known as the Medical Medium Musicians. We just had our meeting, virtual gathering, and instead of sharing that with you, I'd like to actually just talk right to you, share my screen, and do the exact same presentation that I offered them to be able to see and learn more about what the vision is. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to go into some of the details. And the purpose for doing this is to see if you resonate with this. You might be a musician yourself and want to know if this is something that you'd like to get involved in, or you might just be in the medical medium um, community and you just want to learn more about what the musicians are doing. So this is a new project. Welcome specifically to the musicians. And there will be times during this introduction that I asked the people to be engaged and to type in the chat. So if you are a musician, you won't be typing in the chat, but you can just answer the questions for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. A little bit about me. Let me just put this over here. My name is Emily Potter. I'm the director of the Lightworker Musicians. I'm originally from Utah and I'm now in Maryland. And I've been doing medical medium for about 3 years now. This is 2023. And I'm a singer, songwriter, and guitarist and pianist. And right now I'm in a duo with my partner, whose name is Jason Brown. So I want to ask you where you're located. How long have you been doing medical medium? What kind of musician are you? This is something that we're interested in so we can connect on a deeper level. So I want to share with you a little bit before I got sick, what I was involved in. I was touring. I was I was on a self-directed tour within a gift economy model. And it took me to 14 different countries in 5 years. And what that means is that I was offering free concerts as a gift to my global family from those years that are on the screen, 2015 to 2019. What that means, gift economy model, is I was working actively to release my scarcity mindset around money. I was really, really steeped in the idea of uh, limitation. And I had to just dive deep into an experiment to see if my calling as a musician was stronger than my bills, stronger than money, something so finite is something deeper in me, stronger than that. And so that journey has helped me eliminate my mindset of scarcity. And it took me around the world for 5 years, and I really got solid in some of the things that I really believe in, which now serves the Lightworker musicians now. And it took me to, so these are screenshots of me in Thailand. I'm washing an elephant in Thailand, and those are the 14 countries that I went to. That link is showing where this video is. If you want to see it on YouTube, it's on our website that you can click and learn more about that journey. So when I returned from my international travels, I then was passionate about giving the tools that I had just learned, how to tour and how to offer my music without a fan base, without all of the things that you think you need to be a successful musician. I then was able to redefine what success looks like as a musician. And I wanted to mentor others to be able to do the same if they had that dream. So I started a tribe online. It was an international tribe. At one point, we had 3,600 people. We called it the Lightworker Musicians Tribe. And it was very exciting for me to be able to mentor so many musicians who had a calling to offer their music, not just as entertainment, but as medicine, as light, as something that could really fuel and be something important for the soul to nourish. So that's where I met Jason. Jason Brown, my current partner and my musical partner. We met in that tribe and we began our duo. So we are now at jasonandemily.com. We were invited to all different kinds of events to do, and we were just beginning our life together here in Maryland. And then I got sick, and I'm about to show you a photo of me at one of my worst times with eczema. So close your eyes if you're sensitive to seeing it. But here's what I look like at one of my worst times. So this journey was very motivating. And this is when I found Medical Medium. This is my hand on the precious book that I've kissed even because I've been so grateful for it. It wasn't only eczema. We all have a long list of things, and mine, I just decided to make succinct. Eczema, asthma, sinusitis, and mold exposure are some of the biggest ones. And this is where my journey took me. So here I am, October 2022. This is when my eczema was in dormancy, but my asthma was flaring up pretty big. And it was a miserable time. And I took this picture of me healing. Of course, we're all still healing, but definitely significant difference. So then let me know. I'm interested in knowing what you are healing, and you can let us know as we get to know each other. So my passion became very clear on Couch Island. I had lots of years. I was on Couch Island and partially housebound for about 2 years. And during that time, I got to really reflect on everything that I had built in my business as a Lightworker musicians tribe facilitator and director. And I had to close all of that down. I was too sick to do any of that. But now I had this huge sprout of passion coming in with all of the foods that I was starting to really engage with because of medical medium information. How can I now combine my passion for food as medicine for the body and music as medicine for the soul? That was my quest and something that I was engaged in my mind when my body was healing. And the answer is light. I want to anchor light to the planet, and I want to be able to connect light worker musicians across the globe. I want to connect and create a network of other medical medium musicians so that we can together shine quite brightly. And specifically, the light that's emitting from us is because of what we're putting into our body. So it was put into it deepened everything. Everything I'd already built before with the tribe was now deeper because we are engaged in a purpose of detoxifying both our bodies and detoxifying anything holding us back from shining brightly as musicians. This was the dream. So then this is the question to you is this you? Is one, two, or both you? I'm a musician who is healing using medical medium tools, and I am interested in connecting with others who are like-minded. So basically, do you want to get to know other medical medium musicians? Number two is I'm a musician who believes in what the medical medium community stands for, and I would enjoy offering my musical gifts in service to them. You can let us know, is this you? And the reason why I put both in here is because once we get healthy, I want us to be able to direct and focus our passion with music and serve the medical medium community worldwide. So then share, what is your musical dream? What is your musical dream? And I have two lists that I want you to get engaged with here. Health, having and enjoying healthy, vibrant life so that you can actually fulfill your dream. Releasing music, is that a dream of yours? You want to release new music on a regular basis. Community, being part of a worldwide community for people who gig together, support each other, tour together. Maybe that's a dream that you don't even know you have, but would that feel good to you to connect with other medical medium musicians worldwide and gig together and collaborate with each other? Touring, having an idea of how to tour, locally, nationally, and internationally. Is that a dream of yours? Keeping commitments to yourself so that there's no incomplete songs. There's a completion from the creation process all the way to the release, and making personal progress in that way because you're making commitments to yourself. Financial independence, being financially independent so that you never worry about money. That's something I shared earlier that was one of my biggest barriers that I got to spend a lot of time with. And so that's something that I offer tools for as well. Making a difference. Does it feel good to imagine that your songs aren't just flared out there hoping that it makes a difference, but actually very, very specifically connecting to the people who need to hear it most and making a difference? And then you can let me know if there's any other ones. So with these dreams, I'm a big believer in dreaming so big and then getting to the root of what is holding us back, and then working on those things and overcoming them and making them our strengths. So I have 5 lists here. This is one of the most significant parts of our time here. And the reason why is because this is you know how Anthony William talks about the details matter. So this is something we're learning from him about how to detoxify our bodies. This is specifically for medical media musicians to identify where you are clogged, where are you stuck, so that you are holding yourself back or you are being held back by your fears, by the places that you feel stuck. So we're going to go through these one at a time. Illness. Chronic illness symptoms have affected my musical abilities. Fake. Do you feel like you're a fake, as if you're not really a real musician? Maybe you never went to music school, so you feel like you can't really, you're kind of limping as you go along because you don't think that you're not the real kind of musician. Audience. I don't know where to find the right audiences who really get me. Is that something that holds you back? Passionless. This is definitely something that happened for me. Is I hardly sang, I hardly picked up my guitar or played the piano when I was on Couch Island, especially because I lost my passion for anything besides just breathing, trying to breathe and make my celery juice. I've lost my passion for music and I don't know how to get it back. Is that a place that you feel stuck right now? All right, next list. And you can just identify how many of these are really you. Accountability. I have lots of dreams I'm working on, but I would love someone reliable to be accountable to. That's really, really significant that you can see progress being made. Releasing music. I have notebooks full of original music that I haven't done anything with. Too old. Do you have the fear that you're getting too old to live your musical calling? That's a big one because we see these other musical like in the bigger entertainment world that they have to be, you know, teenagers when they start. But is that a place that you feel stuck? Practicing. I haven't practiced my instrument or voice in so long. Is that a place where you feel stuck? Follow through. We talked about this earlier. I have great ideas all the time, but I struggle with completing my songs, my albums, my projects. Tour. I would love to go on tour, but I have no idea where I would start to build it. Is that a place that you feel stuck? Prioritizing. Everything you're saying is great. I want to do it all, but I just don't know what's the next step to take to do it. Stage fright. I get stage fright. Video or live performances are scary to me. And the reason why all of these are so easy for me to list is because of my own fears that I've been able to overcome. And also I worked with clients that we went through these together. So when I was the mentor for those years before I got sick, we would work through these things. And this is not the way it has to stay. Even though this is where you might feel stuck right now, this is a temporary place where you are just identifying the places, and it does not have to look like this. All right. Not good enough. Ooh, big one. Sometimes I get scared I'm not good enough as a musician. Perfectionism. It has to be perfect before I share my music. But then, because it's not perfect, I'm not sharing anything. So there's a stuck there. There's like a glitch. Physical appearance. I don't want to be seen. I feel insecure about the way I look. I'll tell you right now, you saw my picture of me with eczema. I sure didn't want to be in public very often during that era. Vulnerability. I don't want my mom or my partner or a loved one to hear my songs because maybe it's about them or something that's too personal. And if it's not something specific to them, just in general, I'm scared of being vulnerable. Is that something that holds you back? Because vulnerability is so frightening at every level. And to overcome it does definitely take a proactive approach. All right, this is the last list of where you're feeling stuck. Stuck. I just feel generally stuck and I don't know how to get out. So you may not identify exact reason why. Comparisons. I compare myself to other musicians. It's so huge for musicians to do that. Is that a place that you get stuck and you start having the mind games happen and it starts to take you other places that are not useful? Money. I'm struggling financially and I don't know how to overcome it. And then anything that I didn't say, you can let us know. So here's the vision. The vision is to overcome the barriers where you feel stuck. And number two is once we do that, more and more we can be of service for the medical medium community. It starts with ourselves, it starts with our own detoxifying physically and spiritually. And then we get to be of service and shine so brightly. And it's very exciting. So I'm going to share more slides of what the vision looks like for medical medium musicians. I call ourselves Lightworker musicians because this is light work that we are doing. We're offering our light with our mission as musicians. So we're going back to what my question was when I was on Couch Island. Now it's a very solid vision that I'm holding and a space I'm holding for what we can be together. Food is medicine for the body. Music is medicine for the soul. We are a network of musicians who fill our bodies with living foods and are liberated from any obstacle holding us back so that we shine brightly worldwide. The vision includes some of these things. This is just me brainstorming what I feel like this could be. And to be honest, there's something bigger happening with this than me. This isn't actually something I feel like I'm even coming up with. I feel like I'm in the flow of something very, very significant in a way that we can assist with the spiritual battle that's happening out here, and that we can do it in a way that's really delightful with music, with food. So here are some of the ways: playlists, interviews, performances, community support, musical collaborations with each other, having a map where we see where other medical media musicians are located in the world. And once we find out where we all are, we can take tours and travel to the places and stay with, or at least connect with, have venues in these different places, and we are connected as a grid around the world together. Money, overcoming money as a barrier, and what I call fifth dimensional money alchemy. That's one of the courses that I offered my original tribe, and it's something that's online. Everything that I ever learned, I put into a course, and this is how I assist people to overcome this as a barrier. And food and music retreats. This is a dream I have, that we start to gather and have wholesome little weekends where we're creating music together, jamming together, offering performances together online and in person. And in the meantime, we are creating delectable, delicious meals together. It's a really exciting dream that I have. So part of the vision is partnerships, and this is where we begin. I'm in touch with Andrew over at mmfriendly.com, and he, on his website, I just did a screenshot of his website currently. He has a little information about Underdog Warriors, and if you're not familiar with them, go to underdogwarriors.org. And then he has a list of people who are currently asking for assistance in the medical medium community who have a GoFundMe fundraiser. I have a vision that we get so clear and so united as musicians that we can offer benefit concerts for these individuals and for Underdog Warriors, so that when there's a fundraiser that comes up, we're called to duty, and we're saying, yes, we have musicians ready to go to assist in raising money for these people in our community. The vision continues that we become well known in the community for these things. We are known as for our integrity. We are known to keep our word. We are known that we take accountability for things. If things get messed up, we take accountability. We are known for our integrity. We are also known for our unity. We are known that we cheer each other on. We give and receive feedback without ego. We're not comparing ourselves to each other. We are celebrating everything about you as a musician, and you're celebrating everything about me as a musician. Everything you are is perfect, exactly how you are right now. And if there's things that we can improve, we give and take the feedback, because we have a vision of where we're going and why. And the third is that we're known for our vulnerability. Musicians, the only way we work is to offer something deep and real and heart-centered. So we are known that every action, every interview, every performance is always heart-centered. We are known for these things as our reputation as Lightworker musicians. So then I asked people when we had the live presentation here to put your Instagram in the chat. And my invitation for you as you watch this recording is to connect with me on Instagram. There it is right there. So then I also share two options to serve where you are right now. If you are a medical media musician, or if you know someone where you want to connect them with us, we have a free monthly support call. This is just basically open to anyone who wants to just get to know us a little bit. The first Wednesday, well, I should probably not say that right now because it might change, but we're doing it once a month, and then you can just get updated on when it is. But once a month, we are getting on the call and meeting each other. And two, it may not serve everyone, but it may serve those of you who are feeling stuck and who have identified places, and you just do deserve to have a little accountability. And we have group mentorship calls. And I do a sliding scale because I sure know what it feels like to be financially strapped. There was a time that all I could do was have every dollar go to celery juice and wild blueberries and bananas, pretty much is really all. And so I want to work with people. If you feel like you want group mentorship or a mentorship program to strategically create places and ways to overcome the places that you feel stuck and you deserve a little help, we have options for you. You can just ask. So then this is going to be just an example, because this is going to be up for a while, that you'll see we have an upcoming event. And if you want to learn more about me and Jason, we are at jasonemily.com. So that's where a lot of everything I just talked about is detailed and more specifics. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for everything you are and being part of the community. Everyone is doing such amazing things to support each other, and I want to give the same. When I was on Couch Island, one of the things that made me just feel so supportive is just all of the ways that the medical medium community loved me without knowing me, just having deep, heartfelt compassion. And so I promised myself, and it really got me through, that if I was going to ever get better, and sometimes I doubted it, it was very hard, especially with flare ups. But if I was going to get through, and when I was going to get through and get healthy, have my health back, I would give back. And this is my way that I want to give back. I am looking forward to meeting you if you'd like to be a part of this with us. And just know that we're just starting. This is really exciting. Um, First era of the Lightworker musicians, the medical media musicians. And I look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a wonderful day. That was a long way to say goodbye, but I'm going to say goodbye now. Mwah.